Hello everyone, and welcome to Guild Wars 2 Visions of Eternity. Happy announcement day for Guild Wars 2's 6th expansion. I thought that we would watch it together, go through some of the shots, and talk a little bit more about what we are getting for this expansion. I might talk throughout this trailer because you can watch it on your own. The ship.
Are searching for. We need to find it first.
I think that is Saida, and she looks amazing. the fit is just...
These fools have no idea.
So beautiful.
That's buried.
I love these floating trees.
Energies on Castora flow in abundance.
This magical vegetation.
Life is
Oh, that looks very pretty. Very colorful, might I add. We're getting a colorful expansion.
exceptional vision.
Skimmer shooting bullets? Elementalist? Mesmer Bard. All right. I'm into it. I'm excited to see what Mesmer's all about. Was that Locke in the background? I thought he was retired.
Forever.
Oh, if you like inquests, what would you sacrifice for power? October 28th, 2025. Oh, the sound design! Woo! Oh, I love the title. I love the title drop. Love this art of the raptor. Very techno, very in line with the Asura, the Inquest. Talking a little bit about the trailer, we seem to be going on some type of adventure on the seas. We are maybe crash landing on an island or trying to investigate some island. And from the narration, it seems like there's a lot of magic being contained on this island. They're talking about ley lines. We can see in the environment that certain set pieces are levitating seemingly. And in areas such as the Grove, they often are filled with a lot of magic to cause such occurrences. And I'm just, ooh, there's so much to talk about. And we can go frame by frame and really digest everything, but just seeing little bits of the new elite specializations with that fox, it looks quite red. So I'm thinking that's probably going to be for Elementalist. And it's in fire attunement probably. I wonder if it'll change the animal or just change the element based off of the attunement that you roll into. So there's some things here that are interesting. Of course, the bard was showcased as we saw that the Mesmer was playing the flute. So maybe we'll be able to utilize multiple instruments as playing the Mesmer Elite specialization. It's the trailer for Guild Wars 2 Visions of Eternity. If you would like to, it is available for pre-order, and thank you so much to ArenaNet. I, as an ArenaNet partner, have links down below. So if you'd like to pre-order Visions of Eternity, Visions of Eternity is currently on sale for pre-purchase. You can buy the base expansion, you can buy the additional versions of it to get some extra goodies. But using those links directly support me and the channel. Video's not over yet. We are going to head on over and talk about additional information. I actually don't know. Is it a blog post? I haven't done any research. I just saw the video. So let's go find that out. All right, everyone. We are on the official Guild Wars 2 website, and this is my very first time looking at this blog post. So let's begin announcing Guild Wars 2 Visions of Eternity. Today, we're thrilled to announce our next expansion, Visions of Eternity, and its release date. It launches on October 28th, 2025, and like the previous two expansions, will bring with it a year of new story chapters and 3 major content updates. You can get an overview of what to expect from our 6th expansion on the official page, and I'll be sharing tons of additional details between now and launch. Adventure on an unknown island. Tyrion's leaders are anxious about rumors of covert inquest voyages launched in search of Castora, an island so remote that it's long been thought to be inaccessible or even non-existent. The risks involved prevent all but the most tenacious and perhaps foolhardy of pursuers from investigating the Inquest's plans. Your race to discover the Inquest's plot will lead you across 2 new open-world regions at launch, each filled with magical energies and strange creatures. 2 additional maps will open as the story continues over the course of a year. For Guild Wars 2 Visions of Eternity, we'll be releasing story chapters differently than we've done from the previous 2 expansions. To read about this and other insights, see the retrospective blog from last week. Expansion features. Elite specializations are back. Influences from members of the Tyrian Alliance bring new ways to play each of our 9 professions. In Visions of Eternity, you'll experience new trait lines, profession mechanics, and healing, utility, and elite skills, adding many new ways to play your characters. From August 20th to 27th, we're holding an in-game preview week for you to beta test all the new elite specializations. When the preview arrives, we'll ask for your feedback to help us take each elite specialization through the polish phase and into launch. All players with a Guild Wars 2 account, in good standing, may participate in the preview. We'll be back next week to kick off a series of blogs and live streams to talk about the elite specializations in great detail. Stay tuned. Skimmer Mastery. In Guild Wars 2 Visions of Eternity, the Skimmer mount will be featured with new and updated mechanics. Hover, dive, and soar faster than ever before as you explore the dangerous and beautiful environments of Kastora. Raids and Combat. In 2026, raids and strikes will be unified under the same structure, improving access from new players and streamlining rewards. We're also investing in systems that help facilitate group content, which we'll talk about more in the future. 2 new raid encounters, including challenge modes and a legendary mode, will be added in the major updates to Guild Wars 2 Visions of Eternity next year. 2 new raid encounters. In addition, a new Convergence and Fractal with challenge mode will also release in the final expansion update next year, giving players lots of obstacles to tackle and overcome. That's a lot of endgame content for this type of expansion. I'm very pleased with this. Oh my gosh, okay. Legendary treasures. Over the course of the expansion and its subsequent content updates, players can pursue 6 new legendary items, 3 new weapons, I wonder if they're going to be like trident and spear gun, a ring, an accessory, and the long-requested Aqua Breather. A new homestead. Players who own both Janthir Wilds and Visions of Eternity will get to unlock a whole new homestead map. You'll also be able to save your decoration layout and freely swap between the Janthiri and Castoran maps with the new Layouts feature. We'll share more information about the new homestead and layouts in the coming months. Other rewards. The Wizard's Vault will continue to offer new seasonal rewards for players to earn as they play through the expansion. New relics will bring players more options for their builds and combat capabilities. And of course, you'll also be able to learn and earn new armor, weapons, recipes, emotes, and more. Pre-purchase bonuses are available now. On October 28th, 2025, comes with the 3 rewards: the exclusive Plumed Commodore's Hat Helm Skin, the exclusive Eternal Alchemist title, and a box with your choice of 1 chromatic resin weapon skin. Visit the official page for full details on the Standard Deluxe and Ultimate editions. Fashion Forward. We have one final feature that will launch in one of the major updates to Guild Wars 2 Visions of Eternity next year, and will be available to all players regardless of expansion ownership. Fashion Templates. Fashion templates function similarly to build and equipment templates, allowing players to save a template of the aesthetic features for their armor, back item, outfits, and dyes. We'll share more information here in the future about fashion templates and all of the other features coming with Guild Wars 2 Visions of Eternity. You can read more details about the full contents of Guild Wars 2 Visions of Eternity on the product page. It'll be a busy summer as we prepare to set sail for Kastora, so stay tuned for more information. That is the rundown of Guild Wars 2 Visions of Eternity. I'll say my wrapping thoughts for the moment in terms of what was revealed on the blog post is that I'm very excited to see more about the elite specializations come next week. I'm kind of sad that we have to wait another week, but we at least have the icons. We have a little bit of an idea of what these elite specs are going to be, and we've seen some action in the trailer. The second thing I'm really surprised about and extremely ecstatic about is the raid content that they're pushing. 2 new raid encounters. I'm really hopeful that the first raid will be just accessible with the base launch of Guild Wars 2 Visions of Eternity. Let me just double check, because they said that 2 new raid encounters will be added in major updates to Visions of Eternity next year. So it might be like it could be the very first update and also maybe the second update. I'm really pleased with that. We only got 1 raid last time, but they're going to be, focusing in on these raids, it seems. They do mention that strike missions and raids are being coalesced into one feature, so I wonder if one of these raids is going to be more so similar to a strike mission where it's maybe 1 or 2 bosses rather than a full raid wing with like an expansive map with multiple mini games and the actual raid bosses. we'll have to see more in the coming months. And additionally, we have new legendary treasures as well. Seeing that we're getting 3 new weapons is quite the interesting number, I would say. But yeah, I'm just kind of holding out to see what they look like. And that's kind of the biggest elements that I am particularly excited for. Of course, new story. The fashion forward section, introducing the fashion templates, is also amazing. I love messing around with different outfits and combinations. So I think that's awesome. We also get a couple screenshots that I'll probably be like cycling through. And they are quite interesting. I think one of these is of a ranger because they have the juvenile phoenix, and it seems to be like a lot of wind and stuff. And there's another screenshot where this same Sylvari is wielding some type of wind bow, it looks like. So I think that there might be some emphasis on archery and the ranger having access to ranged combat, maybe no matter what weapon set they're using. Oh, that could be interesting, and maybe a new way to flex. Maybe rangers get 3 weapons instead of just 2. But additionally, we see some extra environmental shots, some inquest screenshots, and it all just kind of builds that cool, mystical, and magical element that this expansion seems to be pushing. We also, I believe, get a little bit of a preview to the homestead. There is one extra screenshot, actually, on the official Guild Wars 2 purchase page for Visions of Eternity. There are a couple extra environmental shots and action shots, it seems. Okay, so there's a new section, I think, Deadly Encounters. They seem to be really focusing in on PvE content, which I'm really pleased with. The magically infused landscape of Castora is home to all manner of strange, warped wildlife. 2 of the 3 major updates coming in 2026 will pit players against the most powerful of the island's denizens in raid encounters, including challenge modes and a legendary mode, and a new convergence. Along with the first of the new raid encounters, new system updates will make raids easier to access. A fractal with an accompanying challenge mode will also release with the last of the major expansion updates. So it does seem that they have somewhat, in a roundabout way, soft confirmed that the very first update for Visions of Eternity is going to contain that raid, which I think is an amazing way to line it up. I was worried that the first update would give us no actual content in the form of like a dungeon or a raid, or I guess even a convergence. So I'm really pleased to hear that there is going to be some type of repeatable content that we can all participate in, especially because they say that they are introducing new system updates which will make raids easier to access. I really hope that that means that they are going to be playing around with LFG updates, maybe creating its own unique tab so players can know exactly where to go for the LFG, and also for you to personally prescribe your role and say that, oh, I'm queued as a DPS, they'll throw like 6 DPS together, and they'll throw like 3 or 4 healers together or something like that. I think that would be a nice way of doing things. When it comes to the boon system and the boon difficulty in terms of raids, it's my belief that your game is somewhat convoluted if you cannot successfully and easily introduce an LFG system. I think there is a way to do it if they just kind of apply alacrity and quickness to players, so that if you're doing it LFG based, you don't really have to worry about it. But perhaps if you do it through the LFG, you get like maybe the emboldened rewards, so you have slightly less gain, rather than if you were to personally queue and search for groups where you have to manually search for these types of effects. I also think just reworking the player cap would make it a lot easier, so that way only 2 players would have to bring those boons, rather than having 4 players needing to bring that specific boon. I think that's also another way that the balance team could ease the difficulty of creating an LFG system, and especially if you're doing raids and they're going with this route, just make it easier. Like, there's already so many complex mechanics, and you have to worry about your rotations and or just changing your rotations if you are accounting for mechanics. Having to also look for 4 designated players to do this one passive buff. Yeah, those are my thoughts on raids. I think this is going to be more of a PvE-centric expansion, which I'm really pleased with. And yeah, thank you all for coming by. Once again, if you'd like to pre-order Visions of Eternity, I have links in the description. Thank you so much for coming on by. Comment down below all of your reactions for all of the little tidbits and big tidbits that we've heard today. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone, and catch me over on Twitch. Bye. Mwah.